Shalom, welcome to the Jewish Task Force, JTF. My name is Chaim Ben Pesach. This program is dedicated to elevating the souls of Sonia Reynolds and Matt Reynolds. Rand Paul, the so-called Republican senator from Kentucky, is more left-wing than Barack Hussein Obama. I know it's hard to believe that someone would be more left-wing than Obama, because Obama is on the far left. But Rand Paul, like his evil father Ron Paul, actually happens to be more left-wing than Obama. It's unbelievable how crazy this country has become, and how crazy the so-called Republicans and conservatives have become. And I say this as a true right-winger. Here they are praising Rand Paul for his 13-hour filibuster. And what was he filibustering on? And by the way, they should filibuster Obama's appointments, and they should filibuster everything Obama does. But Rand Paul doesn't filibuster when Chuck Hagel, the vicious left-wing, anti-Semite, anti-American piece of garbage, is nominated for Secretary of Defense. Rand Paul votes in favor of Chuck Hagel. No, he doesn't filibuster on any of those issues. He filibusters from the left. He filibustered to criticize Obama's policy, which was a continuation of Bush's policy, of killing Muslim terrorists with drones. He's against killing Muslim terrorists with drones. And don't believe the demagoguery and the nonsense about, well, he's speaking about killing them in America while they're sitting at a cafe. Oh, please. That never happened in America, and that's not being planned. As much as I hate Obama, he knows he'd never get away with that, and that is not what's being planned. Rand Paul wants to end all drone killings of Al-Qaeda and Muslim terrorists. That's why the left is praising Rand Paul. That's why Jon Stewart and Bill Maher, two far left animals in the media, are praising and applauding Rand Paul. He is against any killings of Muslim terrorists with drones. He says it's unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to kill Muslim terrorists. You mean George Washington would be reading the Bill of Rights and explaining the Bill of Rights to Osama bin Laden and the Al-Qaeda terrorists? That's what the Founding Fathers wanted in the Constitution? What are you, crazy? Rand Paul is now being praised to the point where one big radio commentator, one big radio talk show host in Iowa said if the Iowa presidential caucuses were held now for the Republican nomination for president, Rand Paul would win by a landslide after the filibuster. Rand Paul would win? He would become the Republican candidate for president? Rand Paul, who favors giving U.S. citizenship to 20 million illegal aliens? Yes. Did you know that Rand Paul favors giving U.S. citizenship to 20 million illegal aliens? That's the end of America! If that happens, that will open the doors to a flood of third world illegals who will come in from all corners of the globe. That's the end of America. Rand Paul is in favor of that. Because Rand Paul and his father Ron Paul ran on the Libertarian Party platform of having open borders. They've always been in favor of open borders. And they favor legalizing drugs. And the truth is, even though he hasn't discussed this, they also favor legalizing prostitution, and they do favor same-sex marriage. He says he just wants to take government out of marriage. That means allowing it. Remember, Rand Paul was one of only 4 Republican senators to vote in favor of Chuck Hagel for defense secretary. Chuck Hagel, a left-wing, anti-Semite, anti-Israel, anti-American piece of garbage. Because Rand Paul is a left-wing, anti-Semite, anti-Israel piece of garbage, as his father is. In 2012, the Senate passed a resolution saying that Iran should not acquire nuclear bombs. That's controversial, that the United States should act to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear bombs. I didn't know that was controversial. We want the terrorist regime in Iran to have nuclear bombs? The vote in the Senate, and it was a non-binding resolution. It was just a resolution saying we believe they shouldn't have the nuclear bombs and we should have policies to prevent them from having nuclear bombs. The vote in the Senate was 90-1. 90-1. The one senator to vote against it was Rand Paul. He thinks that's too harsh on the Iranian terrorist regime, whom he really supports. He's a liar if he says he doesn't support them. His stinking, filthy Nazi father went on Iranian terrorist television and did an interview on Iranian terrorist television and compared Israel to the Nazis and said that Gaza is like a concentration camp and praised and made excuses for Muslim terrorists. He said they're just throwing bombs and resisting the occupation. He made excuses. He sounded like a spokesman for Al-Qaeda. That's his father, and he does agree with his father. That's who you want in the White House? He blocked Iran's sanctions bills. He's not only against taking military action to destroy Iran's nuclear reactors and nuclear program, which the United States should do immediately, because there's the threat of a nuclear holocaust from Iran. They're insane in Iran. He not only is against doing what we should do militarily to take out and destroy Iran's nuclear bomb-making program, which could be done very easily by the United States Air Force. Easily. He's even against economic sanctions on Iran. He blocked economic sanctions on Iran. And so everybody's saying because he did something that supposedly is against Obama, people are so excited and they're so revived. And everybody on Fox and all the so-called conservatives are praising him and talking about how wonderful it is. You're all nuts. You're all nuts. You're praising and setting up for a possible Republican presidential nomination someone who is so left-wing, who is so out of touch with reality and so left-wing and such a vicious enemy of America and Israel, that he actually, on foreign policy, is actually to the left of Obama. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to be to the left of Obama. That's very hard to do. But Rand Paul and Ron Paul managed to do that. And you're so thrilled. Because he said that he's against using drones. You're also against using drones to kill Muslim terrorists? And please, again, don't give me this BS argument about someone sitting peacefully in a cafe and suddenly a drone comes and kills him. Come on. How absurd. He's against using it anywhere, against anyone, and has always opposed any policy that the United States initiates for self-defense. And so you're going to see the media now promoting Rand Paul and praising him, and the left and Hollywood, and they're all going to be praising him and promoting him. And the dumbest Republicans and the dumb Republicans and dumb conservatives are going to fall for it. That's what happened when we nominated John McCain. He was also praised by the left, and people said, oh, he gets good media. He's not going to get attacked and destroyed by the media if he becomes a Republican candidate. The media did the same thing with Mitt Romney, praising and applauding him until he got the nomination. Then they tore him to shreds. With Rand Paul, by the way, I'm not sure that they would tear him to shreds if he got the nomination because they really like him. They really see him as one of their own. And they're right. He could get these things done. Legalizing the illegal aliens. Giving U.S. citizenship to all the illegal aliens. He could get these things done more easily than an Obama or a Clinton or a Democrat president. Easily. Because he would get enough Republicans to join him. Plus, he'd have the Democrats, of course, would vote for it. That's it. You have complete amnesty and open borders. That's what Rand Paul represents. Why is it that so few people are willing to tell the truth and we are so crazy, so blinded? Yes, we should be resisting Obama. Yes, he should be filibustered. Yes, we should be fighting against every single program and appointment that he makes. We should have someone who does that. But someone who picks the worst subject to attack him, actually from the left, and who has the worst record of any senator, to turn him into some sort of hero of the Republican Party and the conservative part and the conservative cause? Just insane. Insane. The prophets in the Bible were right when they said, woe unto he that calls light darkness and darkness light, night day and day night. They were so right. That's our generation. If you want to wake people up, and if you want a real right-wing candidate for president in 2016 and want the real right to take over the Republican Party, if you want that awakening to take place, join our forum. You don't have to be Jewish to join. About half of our members are not Jewish. The link to join is below. Hope to see you on our forum. Shalom.